Alright. So, what would the Nazis do to the kids and the infants when they were brought into the camps?
They were separated, and not in my camp, but in Auschwitz, they were gassed. They put them in with guards and let them undress and say, you are going into a shower now. And then they killed them in the gas chambers. And there, the pictures, the horror stories that happened there are very hard to describe. And practically what happened, the poisonous gas started from the floor upwards.
It didn't start from shower heads?
What?
From shower heads?
No, it doesn't come from shower heads. They threw it from there were openings in the roof where they took in the cyanide. And slowly it fell to the ground, and it started killing from the ground up. So when people felt something is happening, they started trampling on the other bodies that were already down there. In order to, they thought they saved themselves because the gas came from the ground up. So the scenes were horrible there. It's very hard to describe it. What happened there in the 15 minutes till all the people died. And then the inmates, they had to clean up and pull out all the bodies, and they either burned them or buried them in some place. Most of them, they burned them in crematoria, and had to clean up the place for the next load of people who came in to be killed. So these are terrible pictures and terrible events. You ask about kids especially.
So people never figured out that they weren't showers?
What?
People never figured out that they were not showers? They never knew that they weren't actually showers?
Yeah, sure. They thought they would be showered. So to get them in and not make any noise or any resistance, but they were really gassed in the gas chambers.
Wow.
Gas chambers were equipped with shower heads, so people came in there and they thought really these are showers. But they were not. They were just artificial showers that they put up.
Got it. So, what were the scientific experiments that were performed on the Jews and...
They were not in mine, but in other places there were. There was a guy named Mengele, Dr. Mengele, that did experiments on twins, for example. He took in twins and did certain operations on them, whatever. Some of them died, some of them survived. And the one who survived bear witness what happened there. His name was Mengele. Dr. Mengele and other doctors who committed these terrible crimes.
Do you know of any of the experiments that were performed?
I don't know exactly what he was looking for, but he was looking for some traits in individual men or women, and performed operations, and when they died he performed autopsies, killed them, on the operating table, and did all sorts of things.
Got it. So, how were other ethnicities treated during the Holocaust?
That's a very good question. Some of them were treated as ferociously as Jews. Gypsies, for example, also were sent to concentration camp. Then there was a Czech situation, when the Germans occupied the Czech Republic, not Slovakia. Slovakia was not. If you study a little bit the history of World War II, you will see Slovakia was not occupied, but the Czech was occupied. When it was occupied, the governor there, the German governor that was running, his name was Heydrich, and he was murdered by the Czech. The Czech found it out from which village they came. The village was called Lidice. So the Germans came and murdered everybody in Lidice and burned down the whole village. Today, Lidice, when you go to Czechoslovakia, to the Czech Republic, is a memorial site for these people. Now, as retribution, the Germans closed all the universities and the schools, and deported thousands of Czech citizens, non-Jews, at random, and brought them to concentration camps. So in my concentration camp, we also encountered a lot of Czech non-Jews who were there. And there were Poles, for example, and other things that the German also brought to concentration camps.
Got it. So is there anything you'd like to share about your experience in the camps that you think is unique or that you want some people to learn from?
The unique thing is the tremendous evil that's in the world, that regular people who do that, kill other people for no good reasons. And mainly the SS were trained to murder without having any conscience, or absolutely nothing about it. Didn't bother them at all. So we were very careful in, while we are treated by this SS, who were guarding us. Because if you did something wrong or you stopped working, you endangered your life, and we knew that. So the experiment is, of course, like the whole world, that the evil is lurking there. And the Germans were conditioned by Hitler and by the rest of their people. It was very easy for them to murder or kill the Jews. And the average German didn't know what's happening in concentration camp or in gas chambers. Although they knew, because there were maybe over 1,100 concentration camps all over Europe, and the Germans brought in people who didn't agree with them or opposed them.
Were you ever worried that the war would just keep going on?
No, because we knew already. There were, we got some news, even from the German newspapers, that we didn't read, but we heard the little pieces that the Germans are losing. In 1944, of course, and we knew that won't have a good end for the Germans. And that gave us, of course, a lot of courage that we heard what's happening outside. And we were liberated by the Russian army in the beginning of 1945.
How old were you when this was?
I was 15 at that time.
Wow, so you were 15 when you were liberated?
No, I was
15 when you went into the camps?
When I was liberated, I think it was 15 in 1945.
Wow.
38, yeah.
So you were in the camps for how many years?
We were there, I think, for 3/4 of a year. We would have been there more than a year, I think.